a lot of people really don't know that they need help in this area of getting ready for marriage. All right. Now, especially, I know that sometimes married people join my sessions, so I'm not speaking to them. I'm speaking to those who are unmarried. Okay. Now, why am I saying that? Because no matter how fantastic you are, and I'm not doubting that, you're a great person by all means. The only small challenge in front is that the person you are about to get married to is entirely different from you. No matter how you guys discuss and try to agree on the same things, there are still fundamental differences that you guys cannot change. Now, these differences stem out of the fact that you were born into different families, grew up in different environments, have experienced a wide range of varying, countless different experiences. All of these things have impacted you and have shaped you in ways that will make you not be able to see life and to interpret certain situations and circumstances the same way, at least through the initial stages, until you now deliberately and intentionally learn how to work through some of these differences. You see, so on your own, you're a very good person. Yes, I give it to you. But what you don't know is that something that is okay for you, your partner is going to have challenge with it. Something is going to be problematic to your partner. I'm telling you. Something as good as, let me even say, you like to go to bed early, maybe by 7 o'clock, you go to bed, early to bed, early to rise, and then you are getting married to a partner whose nature of work makes them maybe not get home till even 8 o'clock. And it's until that time that they can even have time to gist with you and do all of that. And then they come home and they want to have that moment just before you sleep. And then you tell them, oh, please, it's my sleep time. I'm already sleeping. You see, as good and normal as that's supposed to be, right? That can even cause tension and friction in your marriage. Because at some point, this person is saying, hey, it's not my fault. I come back at this time. I have late meetings. I have to deal with the traffic, and this is when I have to be home, and I just hope that, you can just stay awake for me, or when I come, just give me 1 hour, let's catch up, let's just have a good time, and then you go back to bed, and then you say, no, this is my formula, I've been doing this for the past 25 years of my life, you cannot change this, 7 o'clock, I'm sleeping, whether you're home or not. You see, for you as the individual, it's a wonderful practice, healthy practice, go to bed early, sleep long hours, but when somebody else is coming into your life, that can become a challenge if the person is not used to that. You're a very tidy person. Excellent. Everywhere must be speak and spark, arranged, 100% clean. White is white, no stain, no, sharp. Very good quality. Very, very good. The only challenge there is that the person that you're now getting married to may not be as detailed as you, may not be as tidy as you. You're the kind of person who wants to wake up, you have to lay the bed even before you say or do any other thing. But this person can wake up, have a full life and leave the room scattered. You see, now, of your own, that quality is great. But the fact that somebody else is coming into your life who is different from you, all right, can start causing you guys to have friction. So why am I emphasizing all of these things? Until you get to that point where you start experiencing that friction, you may not even know that you have a short fuse in certain area. You know what I mean by that? You might not even know how easily irritable you are in certain areas. You may not have known it because nobody had to test that function. Nobody had to test you in that area. Do you get what I'm saying? You may not have even known that you're not quite a patient person. If you're the kind of person who has always had people at your beck and call, you've always been a leader, you call the shots before you say, hey, somebody's running, somebody's getting things done. And then now you have a partner who's going to take their time to respond to you. Listen, you will be surprised at how irritated, how offense, what's the word, how angry and how you can pick offense at every little thing that they do. I hope you're getting some of the things I'm saying here. So on your own, you might think you're a great guy, a great lady. But the fact that somebody's getting into your life is going to introduce you to other areas of your life that you did not know that you needed to develop yourself in. And why am I saying all of this? Because it is when you expose yourself to premarital coaching, premarital counseling, that we will be able to use our special LED light and enter some corners and show you that there is this, there is that. Many people still don't understand the effect of their personality type, on their decision making or on their responses. You see, so many people don't even understand yet how to manage their emotions. All right. And you see, one of the most frustrating things I have seen in preparing people for marriage is the fact that one party, one of the partners, believes that, hey, you have to take me as I am. I'm not about to improve. I cannot even change, but you must change and become like me. It is very frustrating and it does not work. In fact, that is a recipe for an abusive relationship, an abusive marriage. All right. One person believes that no, I'm perfect. Leave me as I am, but you should change and meet up with my expectation. All right. Listen, that thinking is faulty. And you see this thing I'm saying, listen and listen to it well. Oh, listen well. No matter who you are, that you are a superstar. Listen, there are areas that you must compromise for your partner. There are areas that both of you will have to meet each other in the middle. And this is not a question of who is right and who is wrong. No, it's a question of agreeing to a common ground. There's this illustration I use all the time when I'm explaining communication and conflict in relationships and in marriage. All right? And if you write the letter 6 on the floor and you stand on this side where you wrote it from, it's the letter 6. But if you cross over to the other side and look at that same letter on the floor, it's the letter 9. Now, what you guys don't understand is that one party, by virtue of your differences, which starts with as basic as your gender, and then all the experiences of your upbringing, environment, and experiences. Now, what you don't understand is that one person is standing on the side of life where their perspective and their worldview is shaped and programmed to see that thing on the floor as the letter 6. Meanwhile, the other person is standing at a position where, from their perspective and the impact and influence of their programming and their worldview, they are seeing that letter as 9. The challenge is that both of them are actually correct, but in the sight of the other person, they are wrong. So when you ask the person on the side of 6, what is that letter on the ground? What's that number on the ground? The guy will tell you it's clearly a 6. The one standing at the opposite side will say, is something wrong with your head? Are you normal? Can't you see? Can't you see? Like what? Can't you see that letter on the floor is number 9? From where he is standing, yes, it is 9. From where the other person is standing at, it is 6. And then you see where the conflict starts to brew is that the person who is standing in the position where the letter on the floor is letter 6, he's saying to the one who is saying it as 9, you are just a stubborn person. This is the problem I have with you. You don't listen. You don't listen. You don't want to understand what I'm saying. You always like to do your own things. You like to carry shoulder. You want to control me in this house. These things I'm telling you are practical terms that, couples and would be couples, these are the quarrel terms. I know you are too proud. Somebody cannot talk to you and you will listen. I'm telling you something. How can you look at this letter and call it 9? I'm telling you that this is 6. The other one will say, I don't blame you now. That's how you also always like to just shut me down. You think I don't know what I'm doing. You think I don't have sense. You think my opinion does not matter. How can you look at this thing that is here as letter 9 and you're telling me that it is 6? How can you see number 9 here and you're telling me 6 just because you think I don't know what I'm doing? I don't have sense. Now, guess what? At the end of the day, this quarrel, it will continue for a very long time. In fact, it does not have end, so long as those two people are still holding very firmly to their positions. That quarrel will not end. It will continue for a long time. And guess what? When another provocation comes up that is not related to that one, they will always reference it. Is that how you always do now? Because like the other day, you see, they will always reference that issue. But what is happening there is the basic fact that for this thing to work, both of you must agree at some point to learn how to see things and understand things from the perspective of your partner. Oh, yes, you need to learn that. Okay, so imagine what happens and how the story dramatically changes that hot and heated argument that has lasted 4 weeks now. Imagine how it will change when the person who is standing on the side of 9 says, okay, you know what? And he takes a walk across the room to the side where the other partner is standing and looks at it again and says, wait, oh, it's like this thing is 6 from here. Oh, am I missing something? Wait. It's like it's 6, oh, but I thought this number was 9. And then he goes back to that position and looks at it. But from here it is 9. And then he says, wait. He goes around again to where the partner is standing, looks at it. Okay, this thing is 6. So how come, why is it 6 from here? And then from there it is 9. Guess what is happening at this point? They are now beginning to realize that the issue was not really the issue. Instead, what they had made to become a problem to both of them was the fact that they were not willing to compromise positions. This is what happens many times in relationships and marriage. From the moment you're willing to compromise your position, right now you're not willing to hold on so firmly to what you believe is right. You say, okay, let me even try and validate my partner's feelings, validate my partner's opinion. Let me even understand what they are saying. You would now see that of a truth, from their own life experiences, from their own level of knowledge, from their own level of understanding, from their own perspective, from their own worldview, what they are telling you is exactly what they believe it to be. And there is nothing in the world that is about to change it. Because it's like telling them you want to strip them of their conviction. Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying? But until you're ready to make that compromise, you would not see things from the same position. And then guess what? Now, when you change your perspective and align with your partner, you would then discover that, okay, you were actually right. But right now, for us to achieve what we want to achieve, what position will serve us best? Do we look at it from this side together as a letter 6, or do we all go to the other side and look at it as the letter 9? When you're willing to do that, that is where proper dialogue is happening among both of you, and you now agree on the position. Now, let me give you a classical example of something that can cause quarrel, because what I just explained can be figurative. I see Reverend Chima here. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. God bless you, sir. Now, what I just explained was somewhat figurative, right? But let me give you a very practical example of something that can cause problem that is not supposed to cause problem. You people have children now. It is time for the child to start school. One person, maybe the husband, says, I like this school. What's his reason? Well, he heard that some important people's children go to that school, and for him, that's just cool. I like my son to roll with the big names, And perhaps when I go for a PTA meeting, I get to meet these guys, and we just. I mean, for him, it's a social networking thing, It's an opportunity to socialize, with a particular class. So maybe that's all he's thinking of, and he feels like that's cool. And then the woman who usually are the ones who are more thorough and, pay attention to a lot more other things, generally speaking, right? It can be any party. The woman, she has taken her time, she has analyzed this one, she has analyzed that one, she has asked all the neighbors on the street, or even if she does not ask them, she has observed all the neighbors in the estate, the school buses that come, she has made inquiries on this school, she has made inquiries on this one, she has made inquiries here, and then she's telling you that, you see that one that you're saying, yes, it's a good school, but I think we should take the children to this other one. Now, for the man, really, what's his business? All he's thinking of is to pay school fees now. He does not remember that it is somebody that will ensure that these children are prepared for school. He does not remember that in some cases it is somebody that will have to take them and go and drop them in school if there's no school bus service. He does not remember that it's somebody that will also go and pick them from school. Okay, so in all of this, he's not factoring distance, he's not factoring logistics. All he just knows is and that's the school. I pay school fees and I go to work and I come back and the children also go to school. You see, there's a lot of fine detail he's not thinking of. But the woman has considered all of these things together with other things that she has inquired from other parents, other things that she has read up on the different websites of the school. She has seen that one of them is a Christian school, and that particular one that the husband is saying he wants to go to, even though he's known for academic excellence, but setting of their values and not the kind of values you want to expose your children to from childhood. She has done all of that homework. Perhaps Oga has not done his own. He just knows, I like that school. My boss's children go there, and that is where we're going to go, because we have to be seen to roll with the big boys. And for him, it's about respect and class and all of those kind of things, right? Now, Auntie has done her studies and have done all her inquiry, and she thinks that there's somewhere else that's going to be a good place for them to go to. Now, how does the problem start? Oga starts. Why not contact the principal of that school now? Let's pay their school fees, the one he wants to send the children to. Let's pay the school fees so they can resume, with the next admissions in September. And she's like, no, they're not going there for what? No, I beg, my children cannot go to that kind of school. And the guy is wondering, first of all, is the audacity to even contest his position. What do you mean by that? I'm telling you that that's the school my children are going to. She says, no, that school, do you even know in that school? That's our last year. This one happened there. 2 years ago, a child in SS to go pregnant. 3 years ago, one person jumped first and broke leg. The other day, they said children that were doing drugs were in that school. And she's giving all these details. Now, fine point she's making, but you see the singular fact that she has already opposed Oga in a somewhat confrontational way has already set up the defenses so high that nothing else she's saying is about to make sense. And then he tells her, see, I don't even know what rubbish you're saying. All I know is get me the school fees. I want to pay it by tomorrow. And, it's fine now. And she's saying, what are you saying now? Are you even hearing me at all? I'm telling you, in that school, the children there, they used to smoke and drink in their dormitories. All kinds of things used to happen there. I'm telling you that's not the environment we want to have for our children. He's telling you, but he now tells you, but the overall best in the state, in WAEC, was from that school. That's where I want my child to go to. And she's saying, yes, it's true. But have you even thought about the fact that it's very far? It's going to take us about 45 minutes from the house to get there. Or are you ready to put the children in the hostel? Sincerely, man was not thinking all of this detail. You see this argument, it can go on for a very long time. How can they arrive at a compromise using the example I gave earlier, or the template I gave earlier? They can now decide to get to a point where they say, okay, you know what? First of all, what exactly do we want for our children? What can we agree is the kind of education that we want for them? What kind of experiences do we want to create for them? What values do we want to enshrine in these children? What is our goal for the upbringing of our children? When they start the conversation from there, you will discover that they will start agreeing on certain points. Okay, we want godly education for the children. Godly education, very key, very keen. Okay. Now, with that point alone of godly education with excellence, you will discover that any other school, however beautiful and lovely it is, that does not fit that profile has already been automatically disqualified. You see, that is the point where the man will now say, I really would have loved that school, but please, I don't want to raise a child who will be academically smart and will be a hooligan, who will be academically smart and be exposed to drugs, who will be academically smart and be exposed to bullying, who will be academically smart and exposed to all kinds of vices. No, I don't want that. I want godly education with excellence. In that case, let me take my child to this other one. And then it's easier for both of them now to agree. Why? Because they have been able to successfully live their different, hard-lined positions, and then have decided to now come to a compromise. Now, at the end of the day, after going back and forth, it might not even be any of the schools they both were projecting. They might now, on one random day, be taking a drive somewhere, and they just notice this signboard. This school looks like it's a new one. Let's check it out. And they check it out, and it is everything that they wanted. You see, until the point where they could agree on what exactly they wanted, they would have kept on fighting, and one saying this is number 6, the other one saying this is number 9, until they're able to come to the same, position and look at the situation together. I hope that example, has put what I'm saying in very clear and understandable terms. You see, so the point is there will be conflicts that will come up. Some of these conflicts were not planned to come up. Nobody woke up and said, today on my goal for today, I want to see how far my husband can go in his long suffering. I want to suffer him. Let me see how long he can go. Let's see how far. I want to push him. I want to push him. You know this thing I'm saying? Funny enough, some people do this. So you see, I want to see how far. I want to make him angry today. I will make it. Some people do that, and for me, it's just foolishness. Because naturally, things will come up, and you will see that anger that you want to see. So don't try and create it on your own. You want to wait. You want to present scenarios. You want to allow life play out. Not that you just say today, I want to frustrate somebody. All right. Yeah, I know some people say if you have not seen the person angry, you should want to see them angry. Yes, I agree that you should want to see them angry, but I don't think you should be the one to set out one day, because I know somebody that tried this thing. What her eyes saw, she did not like it. She did not like it at all. Because the guy was saying, leave me now. What's all this wahala? She kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and she pushed to a point where the guy said, you know what? I cannot relate with this level of stress and problem in my life. Don't worry, we cannot continue. Please go and marry the person that will enjoy this your trouble as his love language. But for me, I don't want it. You see? And then she started crying. No, it's not like I really meant it. I was just trying to test you. I was just trying to test one, but I've been explaining to you that I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. You're still going ahead to do it because you want to see if I will get angry. Can you see how some of these things, might not really apply the way people think it applies? So point is, nobody sets out on a normal day to say, I just want to frustrate my spouse. But things will happen that will make you guys to be at loggerheads sometimes, to not see things from the same perspective sometimes. That is why it is important to build the skills, to develop the skills, all right, to handle these kind of things. Now, let me use an example of what training can do for you. If you're someone who goes on regular early morning exercises, let me not say early morning, maybe daily exercises. You're a gym rat, you're always exercising, you're lifting weights, you're doing the endurance, you jog, you do all of these power things, and you're fit. Excuse me. Now, if you're that kind of person, right? And then there is somebody else who does not go through all of those rigor. It's just a chill person, no exercise at all, wakes up, has his bath, gets in the car, gets into the office, sits down for the whole time because you're a very busy person, only working on your system, so you sit down straight hours, you don't even take lunch break, you don't even stand up to answer calls, you don't even stand up to take a walk at random times, you're very focused on your work. So you have a fully sedentary lifestyle. Now, do you know that if you bring these two people, put them on a race track, and say, let's just do 400 meters. You know the one that's 400 meters, that one that you run around the pitch just once. The full pitch is 400 meters, the racetrack, right? So just go around 400 meters, not even any other thing. Just let's go around once. Which of these two do you think will successfully complete the 400-meter dash? Without much thinking, definitely is the one who is very fit. Definitely. The one who has been living a sedentary life might not successfully make it to 100 meters. I'm telling you. You will see them gasping as if they are about to faint. This thing I'm telling you, there was a time in my life. Let me just share this story. There was a time as a young boy, we used to play ball. We play ball. We play ball. Even football knows that it was played. Play ball so actively as a child through teenage. But at some point in teenage, my footballing started reducing. And I used to tell people that I got very serious with life very, very early. So I did not have a chance to continue some play things, but it's okay. So at some point I stopped playing football actively, and then I remember doing my NYSC. I just felt like that day in the school where we just felt like staff should play against students, and it was going to be a thing of fun. So, why not? After all, I used to be a star boy way back in the days, man. My dear, that's how I entered Pichu. Just one midfield connection I did. Just one active dribble here, pass here. Just one. It died. That ball did not stay with me for up to 2 minutes. Was 2 minutes, so up to 1 full minute. Just that engagement. It was like I was seeing angels. It was like it was like all the breath, in my lungs were gone. I was gasping. I was panting. I had to do the timeout like, man, get somebody to replace me. I don't come die for hell. Why was that? That was when it was just revealed to me how unfit I had become all these years. You see, why? Because I wasn't exercising regularly. Why am I giving this example? You see, like what I was saying earlier, when you bring two people, one has been preparing, the other one has not been preparing, and you put them on a 400 meters dash, the one who's been exercising will definitely run around and finish in record time. The other one will keep gasping for air, will almost faint, will run and stop, run and stop. At some point, we'll just tell you, I'm not doing it again, I'm not doing it again. I did not come here to come and kill myself. You see? Yes, I was fighting for my life, literally. You see, why? Because I wasn't preparing for it. Now, why am I using that example? Because the same thing happens when you get married. If you have not been gymming all this while, if you have not been preparing yourself, if you've not been getting fit, if you have not been working out, if you have not been learning the ropes, how do we navigate this? How do we do that? How do we do this? How do we do that? When that marathon comes, because guess what? Marriage is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's basically for life. When you get on that marathon, you will gas out before you have even started. You would literally gas out. Like you will be like me, gasping for air, like water. Why? Because capacity was not built. That is exactly what I'm explaining. That is the essence of listening to lectures like this, of signing up with communities where you are intentionally prepared. See, I'm a life coach. I'm a relationship coach. Recently, I was just putting together some of my certificates in one folder, just for ease of reference, because sometimes you go to places, don't want to see your credentials, so I was just trying to put it together in one folder, and I discovered that already there are 11 different certificates that I have acquired. I'm talking about paid learning. It's not free something. About 11 different certificates on different areas of family life, whether premarital, whether marriage and family, whether parenting, whether sex, whether, different areas. And I'm just saying, wow. And besides that, there are still a lot that are on schedule, right? Now, why am I saying this? With all of my training, there are certain experiences in marriage that I have to intentionally apply myself to my own wisdom and to all the things I'm learning intentionally to be able to navigate things properly. So what happens to someone who did not even have that level of training or that level of intentionality? How will they navigate some of those circumstances? They will definitely crash out. They will definitely be burnt out. You see, so that is why when you hear people say things like, marriage is not worth it, this and that happened, I beg, I can't take it. You see, the truth is that, yes, they have not been preparing. They are like that person who was not fit and was set on a marathon to run. They are definitely going to crash out. And guess what? The challenge with people like that is because they keep thinking that the problem was from their partner. When they get married to somebody else again, if they do, they will still crash out. Why? Because they have still not built the capacity. Are you getting it now? You see, so it's not just about the wish you have in your head. Oh, I just wish I would get someone. Oh, my marriage, I just wish it to be fine. No, it's not about that thing you're wishing. Oh, don't forget what I told you earlier. Success does not come by chance or by happenstance or luck. No, it is by intentionally following the processes and the principles that birth success. All right, the same applies in marriage. It's not just that I want a wonderful marriage. It is how are you preparing for it? So listen, if you are unmarried, I know you can be busy chasing the bag, busy chasing money, chasing the next thing in your job. But please, I take God to beg you, as we say in Edo State, I take God beg you. Go and start intentionally preparing yourself for marriage. That is you building capacity. That is you going to the gym. That is you exercising. That is you expanding your staying power. That is you getting yourself ready. That is you building strength for the journey ahead. Because is there a journey? Oh, yes, there is. Is it going to be easy? Oh, no, it's not going to be easy. Same way it wasn't easy for you to get to the university and graduate with a first class. Even those who did, they know the rigors they went through. Are you there? Same way, it is not easy to just appear in your workplace, don't even do anything, and then you just get salary paid, you just get promotion, you're just rising like that under the normal circumstances. It does not happen. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. One time I was scrolling through some old 2016 or 2017 posts, and I saw one award I had posted. I'm really bad with posting online. I'm trying to learn it now because of these my programs, right? Well, I wish I did a lot more posting online, and I saw one award that I was receiving in my office then. And I just scrolled through the comments. I don't even know if I saw those comments then. I can't remember because it was many years ago. And I saw where some people are saying stuff like, Mayzy, we're not surprised now. This man is a working machine, man. This guy is a. And I saw those things, I was just laughing. I was like, hey, yeah, not true. This man, the work, So I was not surprised. Now, you would be surprised when people who you think don't deserve certain levels of promotion or progress, when you see them being rewarded or accorded that kind of award. Recently these awards that they did, and I heard some people bickering here and there. It should have been this, it should have been that. Now, point is, when people who are not putting in the work are promoted or are rewarded, it's an injustice to the universe. It's an injustice to the system. It's an injustice to the principles of success. It's the same way when you don't put in the work in your marriage. Don't expect it to work by chance. Don't expect relationship to just work based on your traditional knowledge and traditional intelligence, especially when it is based on principles and belief systems that are faulty. Have I sufficiently made this point? That said, let me now use the remaining few minutes to emphasize the Love Nest community is a safe space I'm putting together, or I have put together, for people who are willing and ready and able to get married within the shortest possible time. Now, these are people who are responsible, even if you're not per se emotionally mature enough. If you enter, we will start training you, all right? We will teach you, all right? But people who are by age, basically, and by some level of emotional and financial status. In other words, you're working, or you're doing a business, or you're gainfully employed, right? And then at this point of your life, you feel you're ready to get married. You're just having challenges looking for the person. I've created a community where I want people like that to come together and then have the opportunity to even meet themselves and start the conversations, right? And then, more importantly, which is my core, I'm a trainer, I'm a teacher, I'm a pastor, so teaching is my thing. I have also decided that this community, I will take time out to intentionally teach and invite my friends and other people who are coaches and practitioners in this space to address pertinent marital concerns and help people out. This is where I will be channeling my premarital coaching to. All right. 2 years ago, I did a Mayzy's premarital masterclass. I was supposed to be doing it every year, but for some reason, I felt like there was a model I needed to change, or one or two things I still needed clarity for. But what I'm saying now is that I might not be doing those kind of masterclasses as general masterclass for everyone. I want to channel all of that to this community. So I'm encouraging anyone who is single and wants to learn more about marriage, especially if you are within my space and you think you want to take advantage of what we're sharing. I'm encouraging you to sign up with Love Nest community. You might say, I'm not necessarily looking for a partner. No problem. The way the community is structured, nobody sees anybody there. If I don't post you, nobody will see you. So you can be in there, all right, and not seen by anybody, but you're just there to get access to the materials and to the training and to all of the things I'll be pouring myself, pouring out into that group, right? So if you're interested in that, please sign up. While you're signing up, please, I want to encourage the young men. Young men, we are looking for you people. You people should come. Why am I saying this? Because naturally, a lot of guys are chatting me about fun. I like your community, man. I'm fun. Which babes they there? And I'm like, come inside and come and check which babes are there. Don't stay outside and be asking me which babe they there. All right? Because typically men just generally tend to, be slow in some of these things. But I'm prayerfully and, deliberately and intentionally engaging and trusting God that a lot of guys will join the platform. All right. But we're just starting. So yeah, it might look like it's slow, but I'm calling out and I'm calling out and I'm calling out. Tell your friends, tell people you know of age for marriage, all right, to come in. In several of my seminars and engagements, I do a random survey where I try to find out how many people have ever been intentionally prepped for marriage in their lives. The answer is never up to 10%, never up to 10% of the population, whether in hundreds or in tens or thousands. It's never up to 10% that have been intentionally trained by their parents or by any system, on marriage. So what does that tell you? A lot of people, they don't know this. I don't wish them bad, but unknown to them, they are a marital disaster waiting to happen. Because all they are going in with is their parents' example, which might not be good. Their personal traumas, which might not be good. There are several failed relationships which they have not even been able to garner the lessons out of and then extract what values they take out of those relationships. It's something I always ask people sometimes when we're talking about relationships that didn't work. I say, okay, what can you say you learned from that relationship? Time and time again, some people have said, I can't remember, or I don't think I remember learning anything. So what were you doing there? So you see how that if you just jump in without having healed from all of these experiences, haven't healed of those trauma, haven't healed of the wrong mindsets and the wrong ideas that you have borrowed from home, from your upbringing, from your parents, if you have not healed, if you have not been, if that program has not been uninstalled and a new software installed, if you've not had a paradigm shift, listen, like I said earlier, many people are just a marital disaster waiting to happen. Don't blame them when that disaster eventually happens, because no marriage crashes or fails at the point where it fails. It started failing a long time ago before that actual failure. In the same vein, no marriage succeeds by chance. It started succeeding a long time ago. It was Bishop Oyedepo who said one time that I am not surprised that we are where we are as a ministry. I would have been surprised if we are not here. It takes somebody who has engaged certain processes and principles that are infallible to make that kind of statement. 1 + 1 is 2 anytime, anywhere, irrespective of who is doing the addition, where the addition is done. If 1 is going to be added to 1, under normal circumstances, it will give you 2. All right? It will give you 2. All right? Irrespective of where. That's how universal and how time-tested principles are. I encourage you, learn the principles of blissful marriage. I'm here to guide you if you're ready. If you're single, please sign up with the Love Nest. This Friday, we'll be starting the first of those bi-monthly webinars. Every 2 weeks, we're going to be having sessions. We're going to be talking. We're going to be training. All right. It's a closed session, so it's only people who are members of the community that will attend. If you want to attend, please sign up. It's only 5,500. All right. And what we'll be talking about this session and the next is destroying limiting beliefs that affect people's marriages. Destroying limiting beliefs that affect people's marriages. And we will take it from the beliefs that affect singles, that stops them from getting married. I can start getting into some of them now. All right. Some of them sound like they sound sensible, but they are not realistic. All right. Some people insist that is the image they have created in their head because of one soap opera they watched one time, where there was this actor that had 6 packs and had long hair. First of all, Nigerians don't have long hair. Nigerian men don't have long hair. But somewhere in your head, you have said it is until I see that guy. What are those their names now? Those Mexican names or South American names, right? You have said that until I see that person, something just fell into my eyes. Leave me alone. You have told yourself that until it is that kind of person. Meanwhile, several other eligible people are passing you. But because you have fixed what you call your spec on certain things that are baseless and not realistic, you keep missing people who could have made God sent partners to you. All right. For some, it's the kind of spec they have in their mind. For others, it is what they have believed about the other gender. All women are this, all men are that. Let me save the conversation for Friday. On Friday, we will explore this conversation of destructive mindsets. We want to destroy them. We want to cast and bind them away from people's lives so that people will find their partners. Some people have said, no, I can't marry a man that has been married before. And I'm asking, what is wrong there? What is wrong there? If he's a widow, he should not marry again because he has married before. What kind of problem is this? Say, I cannot marry somebody that already has other children. It's not me that I'm going to be looking after another person's children. Really, you should not get married. You are a wicked person. Yes. If you cannot look after another man, you should not be. I mean, the scripture I'm quoting now, for example, I'm swearing for somebody. If you cannot look after another man's own, the Bible says nobody will commit to you your own true riches. This Bible is not me. Do you understand? But these are mindsets that people are just pretending and say, it just sounds like you know what you're saying, but you're just saying nonsense. That doesn't hold water. No, a woman that's given birth before. I beg you. No, me, I don't want it. So how do they say that rubbish? Some of these things even they let me feel mortal for months. But the point is, you are in a real life. You are dealing with real situations. Not everything. I tell people, the world does not work the way it appears in your head. The world is bigger and way different from what happens inside that your head. It's too small to contain what goes on in the world. So don't think the whole world should just shut down and come and adjust to the size of your head, because that is how you see life. There are a lot of things that people say these days, and I'm just wondering, are you even sure you're ready for life? How are you this old and you still talk like this? Say, no, if it's not like that, if it does not have so amount. That's the one that just breaks my head the most. If the partner does not have so amount in his account, you can't marry. I think my time has gone since so. No, I need to stop.